In the darkness of the night, we send our dreams to the stars, leaving Earth behind, searching for life. Wonder if there are aliens in their cars, floating through this cosmic sea. Are we alone or just a mystery? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. Galaxies swirl in an endless dance, messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. The galaxies swirl in an endless dance, messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. So we'll travel, we'll dare to explore. In the silence of space we'll find so much more. We'll find so much more.
Welcome, everyone, to Dark Side of the Moon tonight. Sorry we're a little bit late, guys, but we had some technical problems. But we are back from beyond, you know. Look who I have tonight as my co-host, straight back from Leap Castle herself. How was that, Jenny, and how are you? And welcome to the show.
Well, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge. I've had about... Hi, Chantel. I slept for about an hour last night, and my airbed went down. So I woke up on the castle floor as always, and I couldn't get up off the floor. My back, my knees, everything was gone.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic... It's worth the night. It was worth the night. It was an absolute brilliant night. New experiments being done. It was brilliant. It was crazy. I listened to a little bit of the audio, and of course, it never disappoints.
Well, brilliant. I'm going to say the new. It was quite funny because I was half comatose. You sent me a message. I think it was at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Did you set us up a stream yard? And I'm like,
it was before
I
that.
managed. Was it before that? Was it before?
About 1 o'clock.
Time flies. I was lying in my bed. It was like a hot sausage roll, as the joke goes. I was all wrapped up, and I'd maybe some sleeping aids, you know, to help me on my travels into the astral plane.
And you were
Some cables
apparently
came up. That
you
was
were in
that.
2 different worlds. You were saying you were in 2 different
I
worlds.
was. I kept getting the name Patrick. Did you not see me in the chat?
Oh, I seen that afterwards. I seen it afterwards. We were getting a few names in last night. Patrick wasn't one of them, but I wouldn't put it past it. We'll be back as usual. We'll be back as usual.
Oh, the fire looked really nice, but when everybody was breathing, you could see everybody's breath. And I thought to myself, that place. I think the fire's there just for the aesthetics.
It was cold. Now we were lovely one with the fire, but it was cold. It was up in the banquet room. It was like room temperature, but you were having some moments. And I know when everyone was sitting around the table and they were all getting different experiences, and it was their first time there.
Yeah.
And I could validate what they were experiencing was on point.
Yeah.
It was because it had happened many times before, and so that was great that they had experienced that. So from being there for many years that what they were experiencing was.
I'm going to say it's an amazing place. When you were coming down that spirally staircase, complaining about your knees giving out, and I couldn't help myself. I was in the chat saying, "Watch out for the big spiders."
Spiders, I don't mind. I really don't mind the spiders, but the stairs, if you've got clammy knees, it's not the best.
So
I was in bits this morning. I was in bits.
Yeah. You'll get a good sleep tonight. I would just like to say, everybody in the chat, hey, everybody in the chat, Montaigne. Again, I've not had the chance to look at my emails. I'll look at them after. Okay. Kathy, Montaigne, Alpha Magic. Hey, Alpha Magic. I'm actually doing a TikTok show with Alpha Magic tomorrow night on TikTok.
Oh,
she's
lovely.
a co-host.
Okay.
She's co-host. We're going to do it for about an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. So as we do some tarot readings and things like that. Wait, Kathy in the chat there, I'm just going to scroll down. Who we got there? Papa Joe is sitting there in his living room. He couldn't come on tonight because his studio's been used by family and friends. So there you go. But it's an interesting show tonight, actually. I mean, there's that. I've invited quite a few people on, but there's people that couldn't make it, obviously. I mean, the Great Pyramids. I had to talk about this because it's in the news. It's in the news. It's everywhere. Some people are saying it's fake. Some people are saying it's real. But I don't know. I'm borderline. I mean, I've got a lot of pictures there about the Great Pyramids, right? I mean, the Great Pyramids didn't look like they look today. Now, the Great Pyramids used to be white. They used to be covered in marble. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I'm just kind of.
Well, actually, let's see if I can find the pictures here. Look at this. Now, I've downloaded. Here we go. I've downloaded lots of pictures for you guys out there. So, where is the white ones? Let's see.
Okay.
The white ones go here. Look at that. It's not downloaded. Some of them it has downloaded, but some of them it hasn't downloaded. But anyway, so let's talk about what's in the news now. Let's talk about that, right? So that's what they're saying. That's the best image I could get. There's obviously other images out there. What they're saying. There's a city been found underneath. So here's an article for the Daily Mail, which I've got here next to me on the phone. Astonishing discovery could be the final proof of pyramids are more than they seem. Impossible physics links to faraway galaxies and an underground city to survive Armageddon. That's what they're saying. They said it was basically a bunker. Oh, that's what the Daily Mail's saying. They're saying that this was a bunker, and then after civilization fell and. See, I do believe that I don't think it was the pharaohs that built this. I don't think it, because they are actually older than they've been made out to be. See, this is the thing. So, say the pyramids are 20,000 years old, right? Hypothetically, 20,000 years. What happens if 20,000 years ago there was a society just like us right now, and something terrible happened, and all technology disappeared? And that was left. And because it was that size, it lasted. And then along came the Egyptians and thought, oh, that's a great place to stick my grandmother when she dies, right?
Okay.
If you think about it, because I've actually got a few pictures here. So this is what it's meant to look like inside. So there you go. I mean, I know there's people out there going to say, "Oh, it was a shitload of slaves they used," right?
Right. Aye. Okay.
And they used the slaves, and I do believe they maybe did use slaves to build it, right? And maybe they did, right? See, this is the thing. This is what we don't know. But the way everything's been built with this place, I mean, it lines with the stars. It lines exactly up with the stars.
Yes.
Which I've got the pictures there in a minute. And I'll show you in a minute.
Right.
But let me find you some pictures here. So we've got that one. So that's the rods that are meant to be underneath the Great Pyramid itself. And I think it's nearly 1 kilometre down.
Okay.
Now, what's your opinion on this, Jenny? What is your opinion on? Because I know that you've seen this too.
Yeah, God, I could give you a lot of opinions on it. I know somebody was saying it was fake. It's completely fake, and I get that too. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. And then I always go back to the thing of thinking, are they doing it to cover something else? Because people are now turning their attention to this, and are they doing it for smoke screen, as they're very good at doing? I want more from it. I don't want a few pictures. Are they going to drill into it? Are they going to? I mean, is it not?
I'm very wary now. What you see online, right?
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Right. And I've been watching videos all week about this. Some people are saying it's real. Some people are saying it's no real. But what's interesting me, and it's always interested me with the Great Pyramids, is that Egypt's not the only place where there's pyramids. Did you know that? I mean, you've obviously got South America, and they've got their own kind of Aztec kind of pyramids, right?
Aye.
But you've got somewhere else that's got Great Pyramids. Let me see if I can find the picture.
I seen a pyramid today on my travels on the way home. I visited.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Where is that?
Give us a second. I'll get into my messenger because I send all the links to myself. Just give us a sec here. What do you think it is?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have a few guesses here. I could be completely wrong. Brazil, Peru.
Nope.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'll give you a clue. It's it's in Europe somewhere.
Europe's a big place.
All right, then. Well, I just tell you.
Yes.
It's Bosnia.
Oh.
Right. So here's the article. Now, I actually watched a series on TV about this on the History Channel, and it was called Ancient Apocalypse. Right.
Aye.
And they were talking about this, and it was about this. There's this professor out there. I've actually emailed him. I'm hoping to try and get him on the show, but he talks about how there was like an ancient apocalypse maybe 20,000 years ago that decimated the earth, totally decimated it. Now they found these places. This This is a pyramid. They've actually drilled into it, and it's made of stone underneath. So that's not the only one. There's other ones there. So we've got this one here. So this is this since 2005 it was discovered, and it's claimed that these hills are man-made. And there's like, if you dig down deep enough, you find like big blocks of stone, right?
Yeah.
Which is really interesting, and that's not the point. I mean, it's not just there. There's been pyramids that have been found. If we go to the Amazon jungle and stuff like that, if we go to like Peru and places like that, you still get kind of. I know they're a wee bit different looking, right? But you still get pyramids.
Yes.
What happens if these pyramids weren't burial chambers? What happens if they were like some type of bunker system?
I would be more inclined to say it was like a bunker.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be more inclined to say that. Oh my God.
Let's see. What's that? What's in the chat? You made me on. Sorry, I didn't hold on enough. I don't know what people are saying in the chat there, but let's go back to the 40s. I mean, let's have a look at this one. What do you think of that?
Right, let me have a wee look at it. Hidden chamber. Okay,
this is
This was discovered here last year. Okay. King's chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Gallery. 54. Thought character. Okay.
Right. So what I'm saying is, right, if I ken that the pharaohs were really powerful, and I ken they were really wealthy, right? And they believed that obviously they were buried with cats because cats symbolise, protectors and death and stuff like
Yes.
that. And that's why they say if you've got a haunted house, you put a cat in it, it's meant to protect you and stuff like that. You've heard that tale. You've heard the tale of the cats and stuff like that.
I sure do.
Now, I think the pyramids, I honestly don't think, I think they've maybe seen the pyramids and they thought to themselves, oh, look at these strange things. Let's revitalise them. So it's like somebody that buys a house, right? And then like, oh, let's add something on it, or maybe add an extension. That's what I think that the Egyptians did. They turned it into basically a tomb, right? Now it's interesting because we've actually got quite a lot of pictures inside it. Look at that.
Yeah,
Isn't that spectacular, isn't it?
absolutely.
But I'm trying to find the picture that blows me away. Now, where is it? Did I download that picture? Where is it? I don't know what. I downloaded more pictures than this, and I checked earlier, and they're not gone. They're not here now.
Oh,
that's weird. That.
I think by even building the pyramids, it's not. That's beautiful. Look at that. Now, the reason for them to build the pyramids is not just big statues. It's there's look at that inside. There's why did they build them? What's inside them for them to build it? Like even the pictures that you've shown there.
Yeah. What I find, right, this is really interesting because I love stuff like this. See, if you go to look back to like Peru and you go back to like Mesopotamia and stuff like that, a lot of the tombs that were buried, they used burning torches.
Yes.
Right. And what does a torch do when it's burning? It gives off smoke, doesn't it?
Yes.
So a lot of the cave systems, see all the ceilings for thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. You can see all the smoke that's stuck to the ceilings.
Right.
But see in the pyramids, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's none of that.
Okay.
So how did they light it? And there'll be people in the chat, oh, but they used mirrors and they used all that kind of stuff. Look, I'm borderline with the pyramids. I don't believe that slaves built it. Yes, slaves might have redecorated it.
Right.
Maybe built monoliths to the Egyptian god and stuff like that. But I think they repurposed it.
You do. You see, that's one of that. There was a tower there beside it, and then you have the pyramids, which over towers it. It's huge, huge. Those rocks you cannot lift them. We're not stupid. You cannot lift them. But how? What? And it's questions that everybody has asked. How would they have gotten to the very top? And you see the small ones at the front, and then you have that large one.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I'm borderlining with this, right?
Yes.
There's people out there saying it's real. There's people out there saying it's fake. There's people out saying it's been made up. I don't know. I've not seen the full thing yet. You know what the internet's like now. They make so much stuff up, right? We don't know if this is AI made or whatever, right? But let's look at something now. They say that the pharaohs, right, built these, right? So how did they know how to build it with the stars? Now that's the only one thing that does annoy me. So let's look at this, right? So we've got this picture here that I've looked up. So we've got the Great Pyramids, right? You'll see what I'm doing with this here. You'll see this. This is good. This. So you've got the Pyramid of the Moon, the Pyramid of the Sun, and the Pyramid of the. I can't pronounce that word there.
Say it.
I can't. This is the Klingon. This is man. But then we switched to this one, right? Which is Orion's belt in the night sky, right? So we've got the names, the names there, but then we get to this picture, which is fantastic, and this explains everything, right? Just by looking at it. So there's Orion's belt, right? So there's Orion's belt. Look at those pyramids; they're exact. And as it's the solstice, I think it's the spring solstice that they line up. Were like the stars exactly. Exactly.
Do you think it's, can I say the word alien?
I mean, if
Alien. There's so many questions and no answers. Guesses, but no answers. Who knows?
right,
Who's ever going to know?
I mean, I've done all the stuff with the aliens and stuff like that, right? And I'm going to say the new that there
What?
might have been an alien connection, right? But I don't think it is alien. I think it's something else. I think it's a civilization for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago that built up. But then again, it could be. It could be. It could have been Earth. Could have been barren. There could have been aliens could have crashed here that looked like us. We don't know. They could have thought, oh, let's build them. So they built them to where they were from. They built a civilization, a technologically advanced civilization, because there is tablets next to in Egypt with the helicopter symbols and the spaceships and stuff like that, right?
That's
So
right.
yeah, and then something terrible happened. There was a big disaster, right? Maybe, I don't know if it was a pole shaft or it was an ice age. I don't know. All that technology disappeared. And you ever seen the series Life After People? It takes about. You ever seen the series Life After People? So it's as if people disappeared in the earth. Okay. How long it would take for everything to disappear. So within 10,000 years, if everybody disappeared right now, within 10,000 years, the earth would look like there'd be nothing. Nothing. But the pyramids would still be there. Even the pyramids would still be there.
Say, like, I've seen something like a show, something like that, where
you know, this way, that's no download.
Like, if there was no civilization left on Earth, and it would be like overgrown Amazon, forest. There would be definitely an increase in wildlife, which would be great.
That I don't know why it wouldn't upload. It must be something to do with the so that's inside. So that's inside in Egypt, right? So you can see how it's like the helicopters, right? But what I'm saying is, let's get a clear one here. There's a clear one here. Look at that. I don't know why they wouldn't download.
That looks like. You see the top. You see. Show that. Bring that one up again. See, the bottom one looks like a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Spaceship-ish.
Mm-hmm.
The top one looks like a car.
It kind of looks like a private yacht if you really look at it that way.
It looks like there's a hi Mary, hi Jenny, hi Ironfire, hi
Ironfire horse. See, that's the one that intrigues me. The ones that have the kind of helicopters.
See, helicopter, and the one. Okay, I thought it looks like a Cadillac kind of thing, and the bottom looks like a Spitfire fighter.
I don't know why that'll no upload. It's weird that. What gets me right? What gets me is right. People are like, but they couldn't have had helicopters like 20,000 years ago. How? We weren't about 20,000 years ago. How?
Yeah.
How?
You see, I'm with Mary here. Mary was out with us last night in Lep Castle, and Mary's saying, "Big believer, had experience. I want to know about that." I'd like to. Mary, do you want to come on the live? She's probably saying, "No, I'm tired."
But look, I'm going to say the new. I think the Egyptians repurposed them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the Egyptians repurposed the pyramids. I think the pyramids have always been there for a long time. I think they were there before the Egyptians were there. The Egyptians have came along. They've seen them and thought, oh, look at them. They're nice, aren't they? They're minted looking. And thought to myself, oh, my great uncle McDougal will be dying next week. That's a great place we could stick him in. And started the tradition like, let's revitalise it. Maybe they did. Maybe they copied the pyramids. See, this is the thing. The Great Pyramid's meant to be the oldest, right? What happens if the Great Pyramid and others like it are the same pyramids that have always been there, but the other pyramids that's darted round about are copies of the Egyptians? They've built them to symbolise that. They're like, oh, that's nice. Let's see if we can build one. And they've started doing that. See how you've got the Sphinx outside? The Sphinx. I mean, they say it had a different face, like an alien face. There's so many different things out there. But how do we not know that, right, say that before the Egyptians was there was a pyramid there, right? a pyramid there, and maybe it was covered in sand and stuff like that.
Aye.
They came along and they thought to themselves, let's copy this because this is great. Maybe something happened. Maybe there was a spaceship. They seen a spaceship. I don't know. And that started all this off. So it's weird. I'm going to say the new. I'm borderlining. There's people that said that the slaves made the pyramids. I'm going to say I don't think the Great Pyramid was made by slaves. I think all the little pyramids round about it was built with slaves.
Yes.
And I think the re-renovations of the old pyramid was done by slaves. And the Sphinx was made of slaves.
Okay.
But the very first one there, the big one, no.
The huge one, like, come on.
You did ken there's a bigger one, didn't you? You ken that there's meant to, what's that?
Can you put that picture up again of the size difference?
Is that
from the ones? Right, yeah.
Right. So
see the little ones in front.
The little ones. I think they're like made with the slaves.
You see the camels, the men and the camels beside it.
There's actually a better one that explains it. There we go. There's the size difference.
That's amazing, isn't it? And look at the city behind it. How there's modern world there, and then you have these majestic pyramids, in 3 different sizes.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I think that's what they've done. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm going to maybe do a follow-up show with this. Because there is people that would have liked to come on the day, but they couldn't come on the day because they were busy. I mean, this is kind of like starting off the tail about this. I mean, the one in Bosnia is not the only one. No. There's actually meant to be another one that's been found in Europe, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's meant to be 10 times the size of the Great Pyramid. Yeah. And it's meant to be massive. Oh, yeah.
Do you think people will think now this is just the way the mountain is shaped, and it just is a coincidence that the mountain, because they will say it, that it looks like the way the mountain
Some
is
people
shaped.
say it's a volcano. Some people say it's a volcano. Somebody said it was an ancient volcano. I mean, but this is how, like, if you've not got any proof about something, but then you've just got the locals saying, "Oh, that was a volcano." See where I stay in my village, right? I stay close to like the town of Lanark, right? And we've got a hill called the Tinto Hill, right? It's one of the highest kind of peaks round about here, right?
Aye.
And for years and years, hundreds of years, everybody said it was a volcano, an extinct volcano, right? It's no an extinct volcano. It's just a hill, right? Because they did tests on it. It's no an extinct volcano. It's just a hill, right? Everybody presumed it was a volcano because the rock was like red. You know that red kind of, and they make it into roads. That's where the gravel comes from. There, because it's a big quarry behind it. Everybody presumed it was a volcano, but it's no a volcano. It's like people presume without like scientific testing, without like actually going and looking at things. It's like you get people that go, "Oh, there's no such thing as aliens. There's no such thing as," or even better, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Just pointing this to Mary.
Yeah, there's no such thing as ghosts, right? So there has got to be people out there that believe that there's no afterlife, that life doesn't exist. There's no such, what do you call it? There's no afterlife whatsoever.
Really?
All these ghost hunters are making it all up and all that.
Yeah.
But then something happens to them. But then they have a weird experience, and then
that's why we have eye bags like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've been up all night. I've had an hour's sleep, traveling 3 hours down the country for hours of investigations for many, many years, and that's why I have bags. I have bags because there's no such thing as an afterlife. But each to their own. Each to their own, as I always say.
Do you know? And this is something I've always wanted to ask, like a ghost hunter like you, Janet. Right? Do you think inside the pyramids where the bodies were stored, do you think there's maybe spirits still lingering?
Oh, 100%. I have no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. I couldn't say no, there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say no, there isn't.
So
And
there you go.
I've seen some shows now. Well, granted, in saying this, it's probably YouTube, which anything can go on YouTube, which we all know that. But an army base in oh gosh, I forget what Nancy.
That's
I forget what country they were in. I forget what country they were in, but they were in the pyramids. Oh
Yeah.
no, they were in bunkers.
yes.
And the voices that a woman heard, and she got so afraid that she'd left. But then again, it's a video that it's YouTube. What can you make from YouTube? There's some authentic and some absolutely bullcrap because it's YouTube. Anything can go on YouTube. Hi, Kerber.
Hey, Kerber. Hey, Jenny. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm going to say right now, AI is that good now. I'm borderline. I'm borderline where I suppose the 40s. I'm borderline right now with this.
What does everybody think about this new discovery? What do you think about it? Is it a distraction, a smokescreen of what crap is going on in the world right now? Is it something to give people attention to turn their attention to? You know, do we listen? Do we follow? Do we do our own investigation with it?
I mean, I don't think it's a smokescreen. I think it's either been made up.
I know, right?
Which I'm starting to think it maybe is made up. But I know there's people out there in the UFO field. Oh, it's the ancient civilization. They're coming down to save us. It's like all the mad UFO people.
Yeah.
They're coming to save us in 6 months. 10 years later, we're still here. and then like because this when I was among all these UFO people, it was like, oh, definitely this summer they're coming to heal us. They've got the medibeds on the moon. They're coming. They're going to take away our diseases. Right. A year later, they were delayed. Then the next year would come. Oh, they were delayed, and then the next year would come. And that's what I think a lot is bullshit.
They're not. Listen, some people out there, I know one or two that's saying they are coming. I've been told by my girlfriend or my wife or whatever, you know, that they're coming. They're coming, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm watching the show, or I'm on the show, and I'm just thinking. You know, when Jennifer mutes a microphone, I'm saying things that shouldn't be heard.
I've met some strange people. You know, I used to do the podcasting with other people and stuff like that, and especially the UFO people. I used to get so. I was sat there and I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, this guy's full of shit. I says like because it's like oh, they've got the medibeds on the moon, and the moon. Look, I do believe that there's something going on the moon. And I'm going to say that now. I do believe that there is extraterrestrials out there. I do believe that they are visiting us. There's something going on, right? But see when you get the kind of like people, oh yes, the Galactic Federation of Light. They told me last night that they're coming in 6 months to save us all and cure us from all ailments. 6 months later. Oh, they were delayed. They're coming next year at the same time. And then it would happen again. And then again. And again.
Yeah. It's constant, and I know what Kerber is saying there. I watch archaeologists scuba diving through underground chambers. So scary, and that's it. And they there's a lot of, as we've all seen, a lot of water activity, And then when I watched the War of the Worlds, the
community ground
cruise one, that they come from out underneath the water as well, and there has to, they know something a long time before we knew it.
See, I've had a theory that the extraterrestrials that we see quite regular, I don't think they're for space. I think they're for here, right? I think they live under the oceans, because you think about the deepest parts of the ocean. You've got the Mariana Trench. I mean, that's ridiculously deep. We know more about the surface of the moon than we know about the oceans. There could be great cities bigger than New York City underneath the Pacific right now, with bustling civilizations, highly advanced civilizations, right? and they stay away from us because they're too technologically advanced. How do we not know that they're the ones that built the pyramids or built all the other kind of things round about? Or like you've heard about Atlantis, or you've heard about Antarctica with the pyramids in Antarctica and stuff. What was if they weren't about then and they thought, right, something was happening, there was a disaster, so they moved under the sea, and then they just stood there. And then we came along, us monkeys turned into, would you call say that? If you believe in, would you call it, we were monkeys at one point, and then we became, yeah.
I've had very less sleep, so if I don't get my words right, is it not revolution? It's not revolution. What's the one? Listen, if someone knows what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
From apes, monkeys. Apes.
You're talking about. It's what's the word, guys? What's the word we're looking for here? Prehistoric times. You're turning into a human. It's
listen.
Oh Jesus! I've got it today.
Look, when they say it now, I'll know it.
Oh God,
Jesus, Jennifer.
Evolution. There you go. Evolution. Yeah,
all I had to do
you've won the grand prize of being an intelligent one here. Here we go.
Evolution. I was saying revolution. Evolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I mean, if you go down the road of Zachariah Sitchin, you know who Zachariah Sitchin was. Him that went on about the Anunnaki, about how they came to this planet.
I know who he is?
He's meant to be a UFO guy. He wrote a lot of books. I've got all his books over there. I'll listen to the audio versions because it's easier. Zachariah Sitchin, and he says that the Anunnaki came from a far-off part of the galaxy to mine the gold, because the gold is used in their atmosphere that makes them stay immortal and stuff like that. But they didn't want to mine the gold because basically they were lazy. So they seen the monkeys. This is me using the quick one, by the way. This is what they did. They tamed the monkeys. They turned them into basically us, genetically modified them, gave them intelligence, and said, "Listen, go and mine the gold for us." So they mined the gold for us, and then they said to them, saying, "Listen, guys, we're going back to our own planet now. We'll be back maybe in 100,000 years from now." Cheerio, and they flew away. And that is kind of the quick bang of the Anunnaki.
Aye.
Right.
Oh, they say even now, Christine, only 5 to 20% of the oceans have been explored, right?
Exactly.
So there is a great chance there could be a UFO there along the civilizations that we don't know about. And
exactly.
When people, why are people, and I get it, the deepest, darkest of the ocean, the seas, and there's animals down there that we do not know of. There's fish, there's mammals we don't know about. And everyone went crazy when that anglerfish was coming to surface. And a lot of people said that they come to surface when they know they're dying. And there's a lot down there, so why wasn't more seen? And the picture makes them look huge, but they're tiny. And then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you come up to see the light for the first time, the last time," and and so on and so on. And if that's the case, that they surface when they're dying, why isn't there a lot more seen? Why was it? And then there's fish such as oh Jesus, oh Lordy, it's the long and shiny silver, beautiful, long and they rise and they're from the depths of the ocean, and they rise when something bad is about to happen. You cannot touch them. You cannot do anything. You can touch them, but you shouldn't.
No.
And I forget the name of that fish, but they surface when something bad is about to happen. But with the way the world is going, something fell off my bed. But the way the world is going, and from my daughter in my room, the way the world is going, and the climate change and whatnot. Listen, last week, and I read yesterday, last week, a beautiful sperm whale was seen in Waterford.
Mm-hmm.
Waterford in the Irish seas, and God, if I seen that now, I'd probably fall to my knees because I am obsessed with whales. And the climate changes everything. You have beautiful basking sharks here in Ireland, and you have the sharks are coming over to Ireland as well, and mammals and fish we don't get to see in Ireland. But that's the oarfish, Jenny. Thank you so much. That's the oarfish.
Yes. I know
That's
that,
the one.
yeah.
That's the one. Who fell off your bed? I don't know, but I know my daughter's in my room. And so there's so many questions, and I think answers are there, but answers are not being given, and we're all guessing.
I'm going to go back to that series. It's called Ancient Apocalypse. You want to watch this, right? Because it's quite interesting how they found like a road going away out into the sea, and it goes for miles, and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And they say that it's connected with like Atlantis, you know, the mythical city Atlantis.
Yes.
Well, how do you? Right, here's a scenario. They say that the Earth's pole shift, right, and it's slowly shifting right now, right. What happens if at one point Antarctica was because Antarctica at one point was a subtropical climate. Think about it.
But yeah,
and it was like there's meant to be pyramids and stuff there.
What's
And there
going
was
on
parts
there?
of there was other parts of the earth that are now underwater because when all the ice melted at the end of the last ice age, it flooded all the land.
Who was it that went to the Antarctica? And he's a very known man. but
Admiral
just-
Byrd.
I think it is because
Is it Admiral Byrd?
honest
And
with you, I have very sleep deprived. But so anything I say, just roll with me because God,
Yeah,
I'm help my-
Admiral Byrd after the war, 1946 or 1947, Admiral Byrd and the fleet. Byrd, that's Admiral. It was he taken a fleet to find the Nazi bases in Antarctica, right? And so the story goes that the fleet was basically nearly wiped out
Yes.
by flying machines, like saucer technology. And then it makes me wonder, right, I know it's a really cold place, Antarctica, and there's not really that much there, to be purely honest. It's not as if you want to go there your holidays, which I would actually like to go, because I think it would be awesome.
Aye.
That's just me. But you makes you wonder what's underneath that ice.
Something was seen, and oh
Yes.
my God, my brain, I'm telling you now, it'll come to me. And it's not that long ago, a few years, but someone who's well known, somebody who's well known, my daughters are very giddy, that had left there and would never go back again because they saw something that they did not want to see. And they said the world has no idea.
Right, it was Richard Eulivan Byrd, JK, American naval officer, pioneer. So I'm looking it up really quickly on the old phone here. So let's see if we can find you. Right, here we go.
And we look at the comments.
Yeah, you comments, right? So he taken a fleet down to Antarctica because they said that the Nazis had fled down there, right? That's what the Nazis had fled to find if they were still there, right?
Aye.
And basically the fleet was nearly wiped out. I mean, they taken everything down there, they taken planes and everything. And it was nearly wiped out. And then they come back and they're like, oh, I think all the nations in the world should say it's a no-go zone. I mean, Antarctica is full of natural resources. You have no idea of the resources that's in Antarctica. And this is what people don't realise how big Antarctica is. It's actually bigger than Australia.
Yeah, did you... Oh, listen, it'll come back to me now because my memory is... It's just my tired brain, don't worry. It's just my tired brain. I have my pen and paper to write things down. It's not really bad now. Oh, Beck, I was going to say something there, but it will come back to me. It'll come back to me.
Hey, Susan. But here's the thing, right? I'm going to say that there's so much things out there that we don't know. It's like the pyramids. I think the pyramids are connected to all the other structures on the planet. I think there was a civilization here before we were here.
Oh, I have absolutely no doubt. No doubt at all. And you know when they say there's, and I know we were talking about this many times before, when they, what fascinates me is, and it always gets me, is blood type. The bloods, the different bloods. And I really want to go back into looking into that as in why they would say, and everyone has the can I say the regular blood and whatnot. Yeah. And then you have A negative, Rhesus O negative. Mm-hmm. You have the rare blood types, but it's the Rhesus O negative that they're going on. I know I was talking to someone last week and they were saying about the A negative and rhesus O negative and whatnot. And I'm rhesus O negative. And that to me, like, it was a rare blood type. But now anyone that I talk to is kind of like rhesus O negative now. More and more people are rhesus O negative. And it's kind of that blood that only everyone can have it, but we cannot have yours.
I'm going to say I think there's different blood groups on the planet, but I do think some of them are special. I don't know why. But it makes you wonder if some of the inhabitants that were already here were the ones that were genetically engineered and they were the ones with a different blood group. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
But as Iron Firehorse says in the chat, there's no proof. And that's the thing. It's the same with the UFO thing. There's nothing out there, only if the government had to release stuff. But you've got to remember, even today, with everybody's technology, with the smartphones about, if I had to take a picture of a UFO, people will go, oh, you've made that with CGI. Right? There's always got to be somebody that's got to disbelieve in you. And that's the problem. The only way that somebody will actually believe now is if the ship actually comes down, picks you up, and takes you away. Well, then everybody will say you're mad.
And Mary's rhesus O negative as well, which I did not know. But you see, it was rare before. And now anyone I know has, well, rhesus O negative.
The different blood types can be a deadly without modern medicine.
Right? Yeah. Because I could have say your blood, Chris, and it will it'll affect me. I don't know how, but it will affect me. But
I'm the same blood type as you.
Rhesus O negative.
Yeah.
Jesus, you see, it's more common. And so I can have your blood.
There you go. I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood in a bottle of Chianti. And,
oh, God. Oh.
Oh, geez, look at the tiredness, I swear to God.
I know.
And another thing is, right, when women, right, who are rhesus O negative, and I spoke about this before, and I will be doing a show with Nando as well, when, that's crazy. So when women who have rhesus O negative are pregnant, we have to have an anti-D injection. Mm-hmm. And the anti-D injection is to stop your body from fighting. Say if you get pregnant again, the anti-D injection will stop your body from seeing this baby as a foreign object, attack it, and kill it. Mm-hmm. Because my daughters are not rhesus O negative. I am. So I had to have an anti-D injection with them so my body would not fight them.
See, I'm special. I've got Klinefelter syndrome.
And you need to explain that now.
When I was born with an extra chromosome.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't really get it. The doctor explained it to me. He explained it. I think when a baby's born, it's got like, and maybe Iron Firehorse will know what I'm talking about. Is it an extra Y or an extra X? I don't know how it is, but I've got Klinefelter syndrome. That's why I've got so many health problems, because Klinefelter syndrome reduces your lifespan. What I've been told, right? That's what the doctor told me. And he said he told me that's why I've got so many problems, health problems, because of my Klinefelters. It says it actually lowers your life expectancy, and it causes problems within your life. I've had that for a long time, Klinefelters, but it's like I'm 43 now, but I've got the same problems as like a 60-year-old would have. You see where I'm going with this?
Do you want to hear my problems? My knee, my back.
It's an extra chromosome. I don't know how it works, Klinefelter syndrome, but it's something today with an extra chromosome. I know that. I wasn't really listening to him when he was explaining it to me. He was right into it. He was telling me all the chromosomes and Ys and stuff like that.
Do you look it up?
Yes, I've looked it up. It's quite interesting. It's because it's today we're like, it's weird. Look it up. It's interesting, guys. There's actually more people. Klinefelter's syndrome. It's actually there's quite a few people with it, actually.
I told you I was special. I always told my family I was special, but they didn't believe me. But here I am.
But then they say the humans share genes with bananas, right? I can understand for some of the people that I've met in my life.
Oh,
And you know that they're probably bananas, you know.
I look at Mary. Don't effing. I'm tired. I'm
Let me
tired.
see if I can find it and I'll tell you what Kleinfelters means. Let me mute
Hi,
the mic
Andrew.
for a
How are
sec.
you? Mary, how did you find last night? I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Listen to a little bit of audio when I got home today as well. And you know the first Jenny that we heard? There's a faint but very understandable, clear Jenny before that. But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad I only brought one recorder with me. So that means I just have one recorder to go through and one body camera to go through. So I'm not down overloading myself at work. But I'm looking forward to it. I was brilliant, Mary, wasn't it?
Right.
It was brilliant. I loved it.
Here we go. The Klinefelter syndrome, right? Klinefelter syndrome is a common condition that results when a person is assigned a male at birth, has an extra copy of the X sex of the chromosome instead of the XY. So I've got an X instead of an XY, but I'm still the same person. But it can give you more like problems. So it's like it's a genetic condition occurs before the birth, but often isn't diagnosed until adulthood. So that's when I was diagnosed. Klinefelter syndrome may affect like problems within your body, testosterone within your body. It didn't seem to do that to me. All it did to me was it's taken away my immune system. It's like taken away. I'm always unwell all the time. And so there you go. That's what Klinefelter syndrome is.
Okay, that is interesting. Yeah, Mary, my EVPs, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm not going to turn into like an alien and start chasing you through the halls, Redwood Castle or anything like that. Big suckers on the horns and that. Sticking to the walls and stuff, climbing upside down.
If you chase me up the stairs of Redwood Castle, you'd probably catch me because those stairs are arse busters. They are. I tell you, Lep Castle stairs are, hard, but Redwood Castle, it's a workout.
Be fine. Be fine. Get a wee lift with a rope.
There is one actually over the balcony of it, and there was a hook in it, and we used to put our luggage onto it and hoist it up. But that's gone now. But Mary, please don't. But with the Redwood Castle, the stairs in it.
It's interesting. Look, I do think there was a civilization before us. I don't know if they look like us. I don't know if they were us. I don't know.
But what made them say that the blood of the rhesus O negative, the rhesus O negative would be alien related? Now I know
that's if you could do in the mad road and the mad UFOologists out there. And I'm not feared to say it because I'm going to say this right now. There's some people out there talk some utter bish.
Hi, but why go with that blood type? Why go with that blood type? I know because it's rare, and when I read it up and yada yada yada.
It's the day with the chosen ones or something like that. It's the day with like the chosen, if you believe.
I know.
The chosen ones.
I read up from the Amazon of the monkeys. So when they were testing the monkey's blood and so on, they came up with the rhesus O negative, and they never seen that blood type before. But then when we were testing some humans for whatever reason, they seen rhesus O negative as well, and they were saying like, why would these humans have monkey blood? It's called monkey blood.
It's like, why do you look different if you come from like a tropical climate? It's because of the sun. That's what changes the colour of your skin. Okay, that's why people that's in the chat.
Is that the third time that you've heard that this week about the monkey blood, Mary? Andrew, I'm good. Andrew. I'm good. I'm absolutely. I'm not even going to take my glasses off. You probably see. I think these glasses are like you can't see my eyes, but you can. I did a night in Lep Castle, and an hour sleep and woke up on a cold stone floor. But it's all part of. What? My mic's not working. Is it not? No, I can't hear you. Okay. He's going to go out and come back in. So now we can talk about him now that he's gone. But we did, we did a night in Lep Castle last night. I don't know why my camera's gone blurry every time we talk about aliens. But we did a night in Lep Castle last night. It was such a fantastic night. Such a fantastic night. Here he is, Chris coming back.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird.
Right,
I'm
because
getting a high-pitched noise through my earphones.
Papa Joey said he couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
But Mary could hear.
Yeah. Oh, Mary can hear. Yeah.
It was a high-pitched tone. Did you not hear that?
No.
It was like,
There's Robert's coming in. Oh, Robert!
I don't stage. There you go. Hello, Robert.
G'day, Robert.
G'day.
Good, it's
This is Robert all the way from down under.
Australia.
Oz.
From Aussie.
Where the tornadoes drop you off?
Where the tornadoes drop me off. and Oz.
Oz, yep.
Mm.
Oh, his voice is gone again. And yeah, you did disappear for a while with the voice. He's gone again. Okay.
Yeah. I keep telling him put his tinfoil hat on him. He needs his tinfoil hat.
Yep.
How are you, Robert?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself? I know you're tired, your brain dead, yeah.
I really am. I have a pen and paper because the words are not coming down.
That's weird. I keep getting a high-pitched tone, and every time I hear the high-pitched tone, I lose everybody's.
The audio. Yeah. I was hearing a high buzz as I was coming in.
Okay.
So I don't know whether that was it. Like it was a
we've started going down the road to the UFO stuff and all that. The Galactic Federation's got to take me away tonight.
Okay.
That's that.
At least, I educated Papa Joey when he was saying St. Patty's Day, and I said it's St. Patty's Day, not St. Patty's Day. So listen, you're welcome. That will just save you like 5,000 Irish people coming
after you.
before the aliens abduct me, Robert, what's your opinion on the Great Pyramids?
Well, as I was saying in the chat, the way they've done the audio sonic thing down to find out what's underneath, they look like springs, like on shock absorbers. Yeah. So when the aliens come down, they get land and they won't send the whole thing down into the earth.
Yes, yeah, right. I think it's
like in Stargate, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they'll use them as they're like Legos. If they put the ships right on it.
Oh God! Right? But why are they only finding it now? What would they look? What were they looking for to come up with that? What were they looking for in the first place to come up with that? Why would they go?
Probably oil or something like that underneath, like big vast canyons or caverns of natural.
It's actually weird. It's actually weird you say that, Robert, because I remember talking to somebody in the UFO field about this, and is it mercury? Mercury was a big. They
use
thing.
A lot of it. Yeah,
a lot of it
as protection.
Yes, and it can also be used as a power source because mercury can actually be manipulated. It can actually produce its own. Mercury is no poisonous, but see if you have got a cut in your hand and it gets in, it's poisonous. If you drink it, it's poisonous. Yeah, but you can actually. I've held mercury in my hand and moved it when I was at school at science. You could move it about, and it actually it'll actually stay liquid at room temperature and stuff like that. But there's things about mercury that we don't fully understand, and in Egypt, there's been lots of it found.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a filling station.
It shouldn't have appeared there, but there's loads of it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary's loving your accent, Robert.
Oh, there you go.
Well, g'day, Mary. How's it going?
Throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
Crikey.
I bet it was Crocodile Dundee. Crocodile Dundee. Ken, I seen him the other day. I seen him on TV the other day, and he looks totally different.
Paul Hogan, yeah, he's after that plastic surgery he did, it just sucked his face back.
Did he do it?
Oh yeah, he did plastic surgery about 15 odd years ago.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not I don't object to a little bit of work, Don't
But
object
when
to
it alters your face, yeah, it's sort of
Yeah.
no.
Well, I wouldn't say no.
Depending on how much of a Dyson you want at the back of your head.
That for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for the photo inside it again.
Pin it back, right?
See, it's weird. It's weird you say that, Robert, about being like maybe a fueling station or something like that, right? Because a lot of people have predicted that. I mean, it does look like something. It looks like. How do we not know it was a fueling station? And it's like I say, I think the Egyptians basically seen an empty building and thought, "Oh, that would be a great place to stick my relatives." So that's basically what I think they've done there.
Yeah. Well, it does look a lot like the end of those tubes that they have on the planes. That's where they do the refilling. Like they do and they just send it out and it connects in. So it could have been.
It makes you wonder if there's any technology in there.
Probably. Well, I've been saying for quite a while that under the Sphinx there was something, and they've just proved that there is something under the Sphinx.
Yeah, there's a hat. There was meant to be a hatch. Was there no like I can't remember. Was a Polish little boy or something, or a Russian boy or something like that actually predicted that there was something behind the Sphinx in a secret compartment.
Yeah.
And that's under the Sphinx.
That's only the Sphinx. There's how many other pyramids are all around the place that they're still finding?
Right.
Like they just found another tomb.
I was down in the south of Ireland. I'm in the south, but I was down south of Ireland. Yesterday and coming home today, and I've seen and I've visited this. It's a pyramid, but it's a crypt. Yeah. And the family who owned Kinnity Castle is buried there. And it is in the shape of a pyramid. And when I went up to it, there's a door there. It's a steel door. Obviously, no one can get into it. It's a family crypt. But that's the only pyramid I've seen in Ireland.
There's actually one in Scotland too, but it was made in the 18th century on somebody's grave.
A what?
I think they were copied. You got to remember, Ted, that if you go back enough to the Knights Templars, and you go back to the Masonic Lodge and the Masonic Masons, they use the pyramid a lot. I've been in a Masonic Lodge. I'm not a Mason, but most of my family were Masons. My grandfathers were Masons, and I've actually seen inside the Masonic Lodge. They keep the floor covered up for non-people, but I was showing it one day. They take the cover back, and it's actually got one of the Great Pyramids on the floor. And it's actually interesting because they're builders. That's what the Masons are. They're builders for the Templars. They built all their secret little dungeons and God knows what they used. But I mean, was there no a capping stone for one of the pyramids in Egypt? And it was made of gold. I'm sure it was made of gold, and it was something to do with, and it had the name of God on it, like Jehovah on it, and it was meant to be tamed by King Solomon. And when the Templars raided his mine, they found the capping stone, and that's what they worship to this day. That's what they worship, because it's got significant power. But it makes me wonder, because did you see the documents that was released by the CIA?
No.
Well, the new president, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's released the documents. He's released the documents of the CIA about JFK, but he's also released the documents of the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay.
And it's seemingly that if you ever watch that series on YouTube, it's called Redacted. There's an interview in there, and it's like the CIA did remote viewing. Everybody knows what remote viewing is. Yeah. They did a remote viewing, and they actually know exactly where the Ark of the Covenant is. And it's meant to be in a chamber protected by these ancient beings. And even they could not get to it. And it's somewhere in the Middle East. Yeah. But they say the Ark of the Covenant's know what you think it is. It's something. I think it's ancient technology.
Mhm.
Right. And I know what Nancy was saying earlier on, they say like there's 6 months in between us, between aliens and Earth and whatnot. And when you were saying, Chris, that they were saying that they were coming every year, they're coming out, get ready now, they're going to come, they're going to come, they're getting ready, they're getting here now. And if they're very advanced in what they do, that they should be here, like, and they were here a long time ago.
Nah, it's like they keep breaking down or something.
And I always say, like, there is so much more on it and so much more known on it that they don't stay. Good Lord, this is so funny what Mary was saying. No, last night, I'll tell you now, right? Last night I was doing the Estes method.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was doing the Estes method, and that's so funny. I need to get that on my jacket. And so one of the ladies were calling out and asking, because I was coming out with, were, as you do, and most of them made sense and whatnot. And then one of the ladies said, is it only Jenny you want to talk to? Is it just Jenny you want to speak to? And, you say what you hear. And I come out with, so sexy. No idea why. And now I'm called the sexy founder. Hello. Hello. Mary, good night. She talks to Mary. But yeah, the sexy founder. But that's my new name, and I'll take it. Thank you for having me. I'll take it. So, anyway, getting off that subject, that they know they are so advanced. More people. I'm going to say the word America. They know.
America.
Keep singing.
America. Come on, it's the Americans, the CIA. They've got their hand in the pockets everywhere. They know where everything is. They know who killed JFK. They know what really happened with the Twin Towers. They know what really happened with all the things in the world. The CIA has been the cause of a lot of problems. People should actually do a show on the CIA. So if I disappear,
Brian,
but I'm going to say the CIA have caused. The CIA have been the cause of a lot of. The CIA used to pay the drug cartels in America. They used to actually bring in the drugs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They did.
Yeah, and it's like
because they knew where to get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, the CIA have changed governments of the world all round about. They've caused revolutions. They've caused downfalls. They've done that remote viewing, which is really interesting. I do think that remote viewing something because I do the kind of like spiritual stuff, kind of astral stuff.
Yep.
And I'm going to say they know that there is things you can do with that. I do believe that they know where a lot of the stuff is, like the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail's not what you think it is anyway, because I've got my theory on that. But like, see, like the Ark of the Covenant, I think it's something sold. It's like an old. It's being portrayed. It's meant to be. What is it? The commandments are meant to be inside it and stuff like that. But I think it's like some type of nuclear reactor of some kind. And the reason I say that is because anybody ever goes near it, or anybody ever managed to make it near it, strangely dies a mysterious death, which I think is maybe radiation.
Yeah. But why won't they say it? And I keep saying it. Why won't they say it? Why won't they say it? Say it.
Because they don't want to cause a mass panic. They want to keep control over everyone.
Yes.
But I think at this stage now, my cat's probably going to fall off the chair. Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, beauty cat.
He's special needs. He's a wobbly syndrome cat. He's a special needs.
Yeah.
So I knew he was going to fall off. But he's going to stop meowing now on cue. Wait for it.
3, 2, 1.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's Psychic Robert on the show tonight. Wait, I need to get somebody special out for this. Mrs. Doubtfat here. Oh my goodness me.
Hello.
Okay, that's the new Mrs. Doubtfat here. We got Jenny in the chat. Oh, do you know that people think that I'm Irish, but in actual fact I'm Scottish? Can you believe that?
I know, right? And you're close enough to Irish. You're close enough to perfection.
20 odd mile can separate this kind of thing, you know.
Aye, but you're close enough to perfection. If you're being Irish, yeah, I know. Hello, Toto.
Look, I don't know what it is, but I've noticed Papa Joey in there. He gets really excited when Mrs. Doubtfire comes on. I don't know. I think he's got a thing for Mrs. Doubtfire. He's got a thing for Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, you see, now with Christine, right, and with that, they want to keep everyone in the dark because they fear what people would do if the truth was known.
Yep.
Then they would have no
control over it. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, we've the amount of technology we've got stashed away. We've probably got they go through all this green stuff. I live in Scotland, where I live. There's windmills everywhere, turbines, and they're a total absolute eyesore. Right, they're destroying everything round about me. They're hills, everything. They're building a battery farm next to me, a battery farm next to me.
Yep.
It's 2 miles wide by 3 miles long. Right, it's all it is big batteries, right, and it's to keep the national grid going in case there's an emergency. How long do you think it can keep the grid going in Scotland for if the power goes out? An entire building like that.
Well, if they're using wind and solar.
No. If the wind's not working, and they're only relying on the batteries, how long do you think it will keep the grid going for the country for?
A few days.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay.
7 minutes, because I was they've got like a control room next to it, and I walk my dog, I talk to them all the time, and they tell us all about it and stuff, and they're like, one of them actually says to me, I'm not going to say his name, and he actually says to me, it's the biggest waste of money.
Well, that's what they're trying to do here.
Thousands.
I'm in a place called Bouldercombe, and they're trying to put a battery energy saving system here. They're calling it BESS, and the locals here don't want it. So they've got signs up all over the place as you're driving through saying no BESS for Baldy. So they're making their points clear that they don't want it.
Yeah.
We've had a few power outages here, like there's been thunderstorms where it's taken out the power, and there's been accidents where people have run into power poles and knocked it out. It's taken them hours to get it back online, but I think even if you had the battery power there, it wouldn't. As I said, it'd drain it really quickly.
It's all. I'm going to say I don't agree with the wind turbines round about me because I think it's an eyesore. Plus, they're noisy. A lot of people don't realise this. They are noisy. When I walk out my door at night, for instance, after the show tonight, I open the back door and I look at the house. You ever seen the film Blade Runner? Right. And the back end of the hill behind my house. I live obviously in a wee village in the countryside, and the hills are covered in them, and it's like a scene out of Blade Runner. All the flashing red lights. And they're not actually flashing, it's just the blades going past the red lights on top of them, but they're all up and down and run about. But I'm going to say they know that they're total waste of money. I mean, go back to the CIA thing. They've got technology that could cure, they get rid of nuclear power stations, get rid of burning oil, fossil fuels. They could basically give us technology that would clean the planet up within a couple of years. But they won't, because there's money in oil. There's money in coal. There's, know, the next big thing? Climate change. The climate change thing's the next big thing. And I say, look, I'm going to say this now. I do believe that there's pollution in the world, right? That it needs to stop with the plastic and stuff like that, what's inside us. Yeah. But when it comes to like climate change, yes, it's changing because they are spraying the skies, because they are doing it with the chemtrails and that. That's getting worse and worse and worse. Weather modification going down the road here. But then I do believe that this is the next big thing to make the next big buck. This is not the oil industry. This is climate change, putting these windmills. And a lot of people don't realise too, and it's something you should really fascinate you. See all those big turbines, the blades. 8 trees in the Amazon rainforest for every blade.
Oh wow!
And it's a special it's a special balsa wood. You know, make the model planes out of. It's actually the price of balsa wood for model planes has went up because they use that wood in the blades.
For the blades.
Yes, and everybody's like, oh no, they're made of plastic and carbon fibre. Yes, they are, but inside it's actually wood, so when it flexes,
It can bend, yeah.
Wow. I did
But
not know that.
What if it's actually a form of terraforming for something else that's coming? Like all the pollution in the air and on the ground.
Yeah.
What if the plastic is what whatever it is that's coming is needing to survive? That they're trying to make it like their own type of atmosphere.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's that movie with Charlie Sheen in it. You can the one I'm talking about, the one where it's the weather getting warmer and warmer and warmer. It's the aliens that are changing. I can't know the old movies, but
I don't know either.
Do you know that there's actually, and this is shocking, in every human on Earth right now, there's a plastic spoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a plastic spoon's worth of plastic in your brain right now.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
Mm-hmm. And every human on Earth right now, there's about a plastic spoon's worth of plastic inside your brain. You consume a credit size worth of plastic every week. Mm-hmm. It's in the water. It's micro. I've got filters in my water system, so I've got. I take the water and I put it in big jugs, and it filters it. Special filters are expensive, but you notice the difference. And you can actually see if you break open the filters, because I've done it to look, and inside the bottom it's filled with little plastic particles, and that's coming out the water. But you must remember, if you're eating fish, like a fish supper or something like that, that fish in the sea is eating plastic.
Yep.
The plastic, and they've actually developed. I can't remember what it is. It's like some type of. It's not a fungus. It's an algae that will eat plastic, but they'll not use it because it'll get rid of all the plastic. Why? It's mad.
I don't eat fish.
That.
I don't eat fish.
So everybody's got a plastic spoon inside their head.
But there is no spoon.
It's all broken up into multiple bits.
What? And Brian is saying, I keep hearing something coming on different streams. What is it? Spiritual, alien, or maybe both?
I keep hearing a weird tone every now and again. I think I might have pissed off the Galactic Federation of Light.
Maybe. Well, I have a ruptured eardrum in the left ear, and I've been hearing a high-pitched tone for the last few months.
Oh
God.
So, yeah, it's like that sort of thing. Just constant.
Nah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good God.
That's bad.
Mm.
I actually get stuff. I'm on stuff. The new it's called ear cam, because I keep getting a recurring ear infection. I've had everything done to my ear. I've had ear tubes in my ear. I've had everything, and it's constant. It's constant. It's constant and constant, and it goes numb. See, when I sit down, like when I lie down in my bed, I can't feel one side of my face.
Yeah.
But the doctors figured out what it is. If they go and get an
Chris,
what?
You want different worlds.
I don't know. I tell you, they think there's a little tumour in behind my ear. That's what they're actually saying, but it's benign and it's pressing on my nerves. So when I sit up, it comes off it, and when I lie back down, it's pressing it again.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have to go and get that checked out at the hospital. So that'll be
definitely
an MRI. So more radiation. Yay!
Oh, good God.
MRIs are great. You can feel all the fillings in your mouth like tingling.
Yep.
I've had 4 so far.
Really?
Yeah. When you're inside it, the first time, they says, "Do you want to listen to some music?" I'm like, aye, why no? And they gave me these earphones, and I was in there for half an hour because I get this stuff injected into my vein, and it's like a metal some kinds.
Shows everything up. Yeah.
It was one song for half an hour on repeat.
Oh, bloody
and
hell.
it was Meatloaf, "A Bat Out of Hell." I've begun when the morning sun, and it just kept playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. The third time I went in, they're like, "Do you want to listen to the music?" I went, "No." I would rather just listen to the mad clunking and banging and
bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
I can't listen to Meatloaf again. He says, "Oh no, I can change the song for you." And I says, "What has it got to be different songs?" "Oh no, it's just the same song there and there again." I says, "No, it's okay." No, it's fine.
No,
it's fine.
I was going to say bring your own stuff with you.
No, because it's got to be shielded for the
magnets. Yeah, for the radiation.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, you can't take anything. You've got to take off all the metal things. Put a gown on. Yeah, and you can actually feel your fillings. it's no, they're
Rattling.
going to shoot. I wouldn't say rattle, but they feel weird. It's as if they're getting like pulled.
Yeah.
They're pulled out. Actually, after one of my fillings came loose, and it makes me wonder
if that was it, that did it.
Nah, everybody's saying that. I've got to go for an MRI. Thank you for telling me that. It's fine. You'll be fine. A bit of radiation's never done anybody any harm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, not doing it.
Oh, God.
Hope not to do it. Hope not to do it.
Oh.
Night when I was sitting in the banquet room in Le, and we were doing this scrying, and it was just weird. It was very weird. But then I felt something crunchy in my mouth. And I'm like, and it was like little tiny crunchy things. I don't know what it was. But then I thought, oh my God, I have to check my fillings. I have to check my tooth. Did something break off?
Mm-hmm.
And I was checking everything, and I have a fear of teeth, and I have a fear of dentists.
Yeah.
Right? I'll tell you.
I need to phone in Monday.
I
have to get a crown put in.
Oh, I know what
I'd rather get a crown than get a tooth pulled out. They tried to put it, so they've gave up and they've got to put a, what do you call it, a crown instead.
Really? Oh.
I think this guy was like, he was sitting and tapping with the pliers. I can't get that bloody
Yeah.
No.
It wouldn't move.
I go to a dentist that's not in my hometown because they deal with nervous patients. And they're basically dentists for children.
Mm-hmm.
If I put my hand, I'm very focal, don't do it. And if you keep doing what I'm saying, you know, you're like hurting me. I'm kind of like, you know, then I'll do it your way, or we can do it my way if you want, you know. I can tell you to stop in your way that you like, or tell you to stop my way. Stop doing it.
I know someone that had to go and get multiple teeth out. And the doctor's like that, says, listen, we're going to have to knock you out. Right, so we've got to knock you out. So we went into the hospital.
Right.
And he got to do it. And I was talking to him the next day. And he says, oh, it was great. He says, it was great. I says, I got them pulled out. I fell asleep. I woke up and the teeth were out. I didn't feel anything, right? But anyway, a couple of weeks later, I was talking to him again. I says, how's your tooth feeling? He says, oh, it was terrible. I said, but you tell me it was fine. He says, no, 3 days after it, I woke up through the night and I could remember everything. And I could remember him pulling it out with no anaesthetic.
Oh, wow.
So you could remember. So it was like a memory, like a dubbed memory. But it was like instant. He slept, and he woke up grabbing his face because it was that sore. It never happened again. But it just shows you that can. Everybody's looking forward to going to the dentist now after me telling you that.
No, when I was younger, when I was in my middle teens or late teens or something like that, you know, as we did, I'm sure a lot of people have. Maybe some have and some haven't. I'd be out with my friend, you know, we went to a house party, you know, we'd have some drinks and whatever, as we did, you know, back in the whatever year. I'm not going to tell you what it was. But not telling you that. But you know those arm machines. You know those arm machines when you push in and you push out. Well, let me tell you, my friend did it like something like that and let it go and ping into my face. Now to this day, my front tooth, my front one.
Yeah.
I get root canals done on that. I get root canals done.
Yeah.
And now it's beginning to annoy me again. It's beginning to annoy me. And you know when you get a little bit older and you have teeth erosion.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, listen, this is a paranormal show, but we're never talking about dentists. And you have teeth erosion. Like, oh my God.
Fire out for that.
And then my eye teeth at the bottom. Oh, here we go. My eye teeth at the bottom were always like very fangy looking. Mm-hmm. And I tell you now, when I was younger, I always called myself an Australian vampire because I didn't have the fangs on the top. I had them on the bottom.
On the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, I'm Australian.
But you did not go blah blah blah.
My grandmother in 1919. My grandmother in 1919 for her 21st birthday present. Do you know what she got?
I know this.
A set of false teeth.
I know this because my friend's mother is from Scotland, and that was a birthday gift. When they were 21, they get all the, like you said, Chris, sorry, they get all the teeth taken out and they get a set of false teeth for their birthday.
Yes.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
My grandmother would go through a set of false teeth every 2 years because she sucked so many toffees
Yeah.
And they would actually wear down, and she would
Wear
have to
them
go
down,
and say, yeah.
I just
There you
that
go.
happens.
So,
That's
so there you
crazy.
go. From ancient aliens to strange things in the night, we are now talking about teeth.
Teeth. I needed a
Well,
tooth that was
that's how the governments can track people. They put things into the teeth, like the little tracking devices, and so
Oh my
they'll be able to watch and also probably give commands. Like they'll have little radio things in the teeth, and they'll send it straight to the brain and go, yeah, do this, do that.
Well, teeth are an absolute pain. It's teeth are terrible.
petrified. And I know the front one is beginning to annoy me, and because you wrote it, and it happens because I know when I was watching the X-ray, oh Jesus, Lord, they were doing the X-ray, and they have what this
that film thing, that little bar, the thing about that big, you shove it up and
and I like listen, I'm gonna be real here. I'm a gagger. I am a gagger, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and they were like, it's only gonna be a few minutes, and I'm like, signaling to take it out because it's listen, I brush my teeth. And when I brush my back teeth, it's kind of like, right, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go in and brush my back teeth. I'm a gagger. And when I seen the X-ray and I'm like, what's that? And she goes, your teeth. And I'm like, why are they going that way? And she goes, because when you get older, it's like erosion. And I'm like, what? So me and my twin were talking about it. And oh God, the conversations me and my twin have, the twin talks. And the two of us are bloody moaning. And I can feel it, and it's causing me a little bit of pain. And I know I have to go back. I know I have to go
back. Don't you worry, when I come over in 3 months, I'll bring my pliers with me. Well, honestly, we'll tie you down. We'll get a full bottle of Slane whiskey into you, and we'll get gargle 3 times with us.
Oh Lord. Xanax and Slane whiskey, and then the old kind of the
club.
Oh Jesus. I have a fear of teeth crumbling. I have dreams of
that's
right.
You ever have the dream?
I do.
You can't open or close your jaw.
No,
I've not had that for a while. It's like you can't close your jaw, and it's a dream. And I actually said to the dentist about that. I says I have a weird dream when I can't close my jaw, and he says it's something to do with your brain, saying that it's something to do with the muscles in your jaw.
Okay.
It's weird that. It's like if you grind your teeth, it can cause it.
Yeah.
Right. There's shields you can get for that. I'm looking at Irene. I needed a tooth that was cracked in half, 5 months waiting list to get it out under anesthesia, which I don't mind that. Couldn't wait. Went to a new clinic run by immigrants. This huge Syrian woman comes in and had it out. And my 6-foot male dentist couldn't do it, and he said he had to go through a specialist. So ridiculous. But the woman went in. Listen, if you want a job done.
Yeah, she said in 3 seconds she practiced in war-torn Syria, so she knew what to do. Yeah.
Oh.
So she had it out in 3 seconds. Boom.
That's it. Get it right, and when your tooth is cracked, because I know when a dentist was taking my teeth, one of my teeth out, and that right, get it done. Stop being pussyfooting around it. Get it done.
Yeah.
And they were taking my tooth out. Well, it broke, and I was like, oh Jesus, real. And then it was just kind of like bit by bit, and I am like.
I have to go next month or something to get a tooth pulled out, but there's another dentist that wants to put a crown on it.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't really want to go and get pulled out, to be honest with you, because I've only got 3 back teeth left. I've got all my front teeth, but I've got I've still got 3 wisdom teeth left.
I have all of mine.
And I'm 43.
I have all of mine, and I'm not telling you what age I am, but I have all of mine.
Yeah.
But it gives me no wisdom.
It's a shame we couldn't be like a rabbit where we could just file them down.
Like a hamster.
Aye! Get the old clippers out. Oh, there we go, a new set of teeth. It's like they people that go to Turkey and get the cheap teeth in. And I know somebody that got done. I'm not going to even say his name, and I just burst out laughing when I
Mail
seen
it to
this.
me.
It cost him like €6,000, right? And if he'd went to like an English dentist to get it done, it would have
Right.
probably been about 15,000 or something like that. And that would have been the right. Oh my God, I've never seen anything as mad as entire life. I just couldn't stop laughing when I seen that. It was white. I've never seen whiteness like it. It was like I'd went to the afterlife and I was walking through the tunnel itself. It was like pure white. But that wasn't the bit that got me. The bit that didn't get me is there was no gaps in between the teeth. It looked like it looked.
There wasn't a gap between each
Aye.
tooth. Just like it was just like
Aye.
straight. It was
And
just
they were
straight.
too big, and it was like, everybody was out. It was like the glow was coming through his teeth, and I was like, "Ah, Jesus Christ!" And when he spoke, you could see them wobbling about.
Even the eye teeth, which should be a little bit more pointy, are flat. It's like what? Oh, they have a little bit. Come on.
Well, I know of some tribes that actually file their teeth down to the points, so that they look like they got rows of spikes. Yeah, I think she did that on purpose.
You're muted.
Can't hear you, Jenny, if you're talking normal.
I did not mute myself.
It's the spirits.
Chris,
It's
did you
the
mute me?
spirits. No,
CIA.
the CIA. It's not me. It's
I didn't
not
want
me.
to hear you.
That's weird. That.
But you know
That's
what?
It's the CIA. They're coming to get you, Jenny.
A friend of mine said to me, a long time ago, she's from Philadelphia, and she said to me, Jenny, they're listening, they're watching. If you're watching, hello. They're listening, they're watching, they're listening. And I'm like, oh, okay. We were talking one night, and I don't know what post I had on my page. My open page. And we were talking about he who should not be named, Orange Man. And we were talking about what he was doing very wrong. And I was saying, and I don't know how I can say it without
saying it, yeah.
People that were going through from one country beginning with M into America, one of them looked at the camera and gave the signal of pow pow with the hand, And I said that, I had commented that, and I said it. Now, let me tell you, if this didn't happen, I would never believe it. The whole conversation and paragraph went blue.
Yeah.
Blue. The rest of my page is white and it's normal, but this went blue. I couldn't comment. No, it was just frozen. It was like whoever was watching froze it.
Yep.
Like it highlighted it.
It used to happen all the time with me when I was talking about conspiracy stuff, right down the rabbit hole. You have to be very, very careful what you say now.
Yeah.
Especially here in Scotland, too, you're not allowed to offend them anymore. So it's illegal offending. They've made it a law here that if you offend somebody, you can get a £500 fine, and if you do it again, you can get up to 6 months in jail.
It's the same here. You can't say nothing. You can't. I tell you now, I could say a lot of things, but I know I'd probably get into trouble for saying it, or I'd have a lot of people coming for me. But you know what? I don't give up. In Ireland, it's an absolute shit show. It is a shit show.
Yeah. All I'm going to say to that is George Orwell, 1984.
Right. It doesn't belong to now. People are going to say, Jenny, don't. Well, do you know what? I'm going to. It doesn't belong to Ireland anymore. It doesn't. We're fucked. Yeah. We are fucked. We are basically fucked. We are, and it's happening in front of our eyes. And and I know in a place in the UK, they have cancelled Easter in the schools for celebrating Easter because they don't want to offend anyone. And I'm thinking,
stuff that. Yep.
She's saying stuff.
Yep. And hello to anyone from Pine Gap that's watching.
Yes. And hello, government of the Great Republic of Britain.
All the lettered agencies.
Aye, what do you call it? My emperor, prime minister. That's the reason. I mean, it's
sorry, Chris. Christine, when I mute my microphone, I'm saying words that cannot be on live because the words are not very clean. But I give my opinion, muted.
Yeah.
And
anyone that can read lips. They got the whole thing.
I'm going to give you a prediction. I'm going to give you a prediction before we end the show, because I'll be ending the show in a minute. But I'm just going to say that I bet you in the next, say, 10 years, not even as long as that, it will be an authoritarian climate that we're in. It'll be all digital IDs.
Right, Christine.
Everything will be digital IDs.
Have the chips in the hands and stuff like that.
It'll be the phone. It'll be the phone.
Yep.
It'll be your car, because everything's electric. Your car will have a chip in it. And if they bring in some mad thing, say, oh, there's a mad call going about, let's just use that word, mad call going about, oh, you can't travel, they'll disable your vehicle and they'll disable your bank account, and you'll not be able to travel outside your area.
Right.
Yep.
And even in Ireland,
just like breathalyzer things they have on the cars, the ones that stop vehicles from going if you're drunk.
Yeah.
They'll have that for the infections. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And even in Ireland, there's some places that will not accept cash. It has to be card. They won't accept cash. And people are like, and I carry cash with me. And listen, whoever's watching this in my local town now, but I carry both with me. So I went to a restaurant the other night and they only take cash, and I like that. We're too used to using the card all the time, and the banks control your money, and they. I know there's one guy in Ireland.
By design.
He's either loved or hated in Ireland for his beliefs. The banks went into his bank account and took all of his money out.
Right, it all. Yeah, took it all.
Over 40,000 out because of his beliefs.
Yeah.
Yep.
They took over.
They didn't want him using it to buy stuff to go boom.
Right. So he's either right or he's wrong. He has opinions. He voiced them. He's a school teacher, and they went into his bank account, the government, the law, and took 40,000 of his money out. And he's been in jail for his beliefs. This is in Ireland, and some agree with his beliefs and some don't. And I understand that. I get it. But you're being penalized. You're being penalized for freedom of speech and opinions. And it's just, even Chris, and I do give it 5 years. 5 years, because they're slowly working on it. They're slowly seeing what
I've noticed. I'm not going to name this person that I know, but they were in the London Underground, right?
Aye.
And they don't usually travel in the London Underground. They don't really like it. And there was posters, like digital posters, come up. And it says, see if anyone offends you, please contact the police here. And then another thing come up, it says, see if you see anyone talking political, please contact the police here.
Report this, yeah.
Yeah. And that is what it's like. See, if you've ever watched George Orwell, 1984, the book's the best one. You're better listening to the audio book, because the movies don't really do it justice either, all right? But you're better listening to the first book, the rewritten ones. And it's everything that he's talking about is happening.
It's coming to fruition.
Yeah, it's coming to fruition. It's all this one world government stuff, and you will own nothing and be happy. Get what I mean?
I think that they're testing to see how much it will take, and everyone is saying fight. And and it's great. And there's a lot of stuff that could be said. And I think on a show that has to be. A show that we would have to be given a warning out. What is going to be what's going to be said on the show, and people will like it because I have a lot to say. Can you imagine me having a lot to say? Really,
We'll do a show. We'll do an open show one night.
Yeah,
for people to come on and talk about George Orwell and authoritativity, right? But we'll keep it for Facebook and channels that you don't want to damage.
Yes.
Because those channels will not be usable.
Listen, I'm me. Take me as I am. You like me, you like me. You don't, you don't. You follow, you follow. You don't, you don't. And if you want to leave, leave.
Exactly.
Everyone. And this is what you just said there, Chris. We'll put onto channels that we don't damage. Now, and I don't mean when you say damage, would it be the owners of the channel or the people of the channel? And this is the restriction of freedom of speech that we're talking about. You can't say something to
exactly. It's like I'm going to say,
and I'll tell you exactly what I think.
I'm going to say this before I end the show. I'm going to say this. I know people that had really good channels, right?
Yeah.
Loads of views. And then they started talking about this stuff, and they started going down the road about this stuff. See, they're lucky if they get 2 views every live they do.
But you see,
And that's the thing. It's like,
but that's what I don't agree. I don't get it, and I love when I do shows, and I love when people watch, and I love the interaction. But I will not be cut off of saying. Now I will curb what I think. Everyone has to. When we get that, everyone has to. And when I say what I think, I mute myself so no one can hear me. But I get it off my chest.
yes.
But it's like saying what you want to say, but people will be offended by it. But you have to curb you. And
everybody's offended by everything nowadays. That's the problem. It's like everybody's offended by the most stupidest things nowadays. You know, and everybody claims, "Oh, I'm offended with this, and I'm offended with that, and I'm offended with this." And that's the kind of situation we live in.
That's like when Lois was saying what she was going to say last night on the thing, and it's like I don't get offended.
I seen it today, and I thought it was very funny. Yeah,
it's like water off a duck's back with me. Like if I hear it, I'll even laugh at it.
Yeah. I kind of. Well, now, Jenny A, if you've seen half my shows, honest to God, you know how they're still up, and some of them I had to take. I took down, but I downloaded. There's only one or two that I've tried to take down and downloaded for other reasons. But listen, I say exactly what I think, whether people like it or not.
Exactly.
And there's a button there. Use it, don't use it, do what you want with it. But when I say what I need to say, and it's words involved in it, I will mute myself, but I'll always finish off with the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be kind of muted, or unless I mute myself, which I do. But I will not be muted. People say, "Oh, well, you're going to lose a follower." Well, hold on.
I'm past caring about that anymore.
I will still sleep at night time. Those who know me, know me. Those who want to know me, know me. Those who like me. Those who are interested in what I say, listen. And those who don't want to listen, don't. I can't control it. I can't. What you see is what you get. I cannot control all of it.
I get annoyed. I'm the same. I get annoyed with Facebook and stuff like that. The amount of utter shite that people post on there.
Christine, you've hit the nail on the head. I can't deal with it. I think, and do you know what, Christine? I thought it's because I'm old and grumpy, but I'm not. The younger generation.
Oh Jesus! You can't say nothing to the younger generation there.
The younger generation. Sorry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all.
Christine,
and the other side, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show tonight. If me, Jenny, and we all, Robert, don't disappear, just know that the CIA's probably got us in some detention centre. You know, just look for the screaming women shouting at the man with the taser, and me getting put in the stockade, getting whipped, and a black car chasing after Robert today when he's out his walk or whatever, But
can't walk in a wheelchair.
Hi. And you're in a wheelchair. You'll just need to wheel really quickly, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll get away with it.
Nancy, Jenny knows herself well, and I do, because I respect who watches the show, and I get it off my chest, and I mute myself, so I respect that. So that's a good thing, I like that. But Nancy can think of 6 people now who need mute buttons, and I'm that kind of person that's like, Jenny, you're a speaker. Okay.
Yes, you are, Jenny. But remember, tonight the clocks go forward. Did they go forward for you, Jenny? Because I know they're about to go forward for me at 1 a.m.
Do I have an hour less in bed? But
but you'll be fine. Don't worry. You'll be getting a visit from the local CIA tomorrow. Anyway, they'll keep you awake. Robert will wake up and they'll be like, "You're coming with us to the detention centre." The squeaky wheels in your wheelchair, and I'll be like, "Oh, dearie me, you're not taking me away. I'm Mrs. Doubtfire here, 97 I am. Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire here.
You'll get a drive-by floating."
Oh, I know. See, there you go.
That's it. Now, Chris, you have to say, "Oh, Jenny."
Oh, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny.
Good night, everybody.
I'll
play the album.
You say longer. Oh, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Here's the trailer. Oh, Jenny the New.
In the darkness of the night, We send our dreams to the stars, leaving Earth behind, searching for life. Wonder if there are aliens in their cars, floating through this cosmic sea. Are we alone or just a mystery? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. Galaxies swirl in an endless dance. Messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth.